Wow, these old cartoon TVs take a long time to warm up. All right, let's get started. Pixar Animation Studios is a computer animation studio based in Emeryville, California. They started out as a graphics group, which is 1/3 of the computer animation division of Lucasfilm. The graphics group was launched in 1979 with the hiring of Dr. Ed Catmull from the New York Institute of Technology. After joining Lucasfilm, he was one of the members of a team that created a program called Race, developed a number of technologies for computer graphics, and several animation tools. Eventually, he became vice president of the computer division of Lucasfilm Limited. Now, Dr. Catmull is president of Walt Disney and Pixar Animation Studios. John Lasseter was a member of the computer division of Lucasfilm Limited. He designed three-dimensional computer animation. Lasseter's directorial debut was with his feature Toy Story in 1995. Under Lasseter's supervision, Pixar's animated features and short films have earned many honors from the film industry, including 2 Academy Awards. Now, John Lasseter is Chief Creative Officer of the Walt Disney and Pixar Animation Studios. He is also Principal Creative Advisor of Walt Disney Imagineering.
First thing that we wanted to do when we came into the studio is we wanted to start production on a hand-drawn animated film. I love the medium of hand-drawn animation. I love it. I think it's fantastic. And I never quite understood why animation studios, like all around, especially in Hollywood, but all around the world, were deciding that audiences weren't interested in watching hand-drawn animation anymore.
Initially, Pixar was a high-end computer hardware company whose core product was the Pixar Image Computer, a system which was primarily sold to government agencies in the medical community. One of the leading buyers of the computers was Disney Studios, which used them as part of their CAPS project. They used the machine and custom software to automate and make more efficient the ink and paint part of the 2D animation process. In 1986, Steve Jobs purchased the graphics group from Lucasfilm for $10 million, renaming it Pixar. As poor sales of the Pixar computers nearly put the company out of business, Lasseter's animation department began producing computer animated commercials for outside companies.
This is no ordinary mint mouthwash. This is Cool Mint Listerine. It kills the germs that cause bad breath. It fights plaque above the gum line.
It was also during this time that Pixar was continuing its relationship with Disney Feature Animation. Steve Jobs decided to change the mission of Pixar from hardware sales to creating groundbreaking animation. He sold the hardware division to Viacom Systems. In 1991, Pixar made a $26 million deal with Disney to produce 3 computer animated feature films. The first film was Toy Story. Disney hated the movie and shut it down. Disney, which was bankrolling the project, peppered the young animators with notes and suggestions. The story was too juvenile, the higher-ups said, and the characters had to be edgier. The animators went back, took all of Disney's suggestions, and made the movie they wanted to make in the first place. When the Disney executives screened the film, they loved it.
We've never made a buddy movie. We've never made a movie set with this level of contemporary human-type characters.
Typically, a Disney film is fairy tales, retelling of fairy tales.
So what we're doing with John is something we've never had the license to do before.
Here's a chance to put our money where our mouth is and say, okay, you've been complaining about this feature and that feature, and if I were to do an animated feature, here you go, and let's do it. And so we kind of took that attitude and just did what we felt was right, regardless of if it bucked the system.
While Disney was pleased with the success of Toy Story, Jobs felt that the initial agreement with Disney was unfair. Negotiations between Steve Jobs and Disney CEO Michael Eisner broke down in mid-2004. It was not until the departure of Eisner that negotiations resumed. Disney announced on January 24, 2006 that it agreed to buy Pixar for $7.4 billion. And Steve Jobs joined the board of directors of Disney. As of February 2012, its films have made over $7 billion worldwide. Pixar has made 13 feature films, including the upcoming film Brave.
I saw something that day. Something I'll not forget. It stands 12 feet tall, with razor-sharp claws. His hide littered with the weapons of fallen warriors. His face scarred with one dead eye. I drew my sword and...
Chomp! Dad's leg was clean off!
Oh, that's my favourite part.
In accordance with our laws, the firstborn of each of the great leaders must prove their worth. Merida, stop! A lady enjoys elegant pursuits.
I present my only son. He took out a whole armada single-handedly. He was... With one arm, he was steering the ship.
I want my freedom!
But are you willing to pay the price your freedom will cost?
Careful what you wish for, my mother would say.
What's the worst that could happen? No more fighting! Show a little decorum!
Feast your eyes.
If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?